wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
So if you have been paying attention, and you don't even have to pay attention to the video game drama unfolding for the past several years, but especially past 6 months, past year, where video game developers have blatantly, obviously, and clearly uglified their video game female characters. It's not even a suspicious theory that video game developers in general hate pretty women. There's a backlash against a video game coming out called Stellar Blade. The sole criticism of which is that it has an attractive Asian gal as the protagonist, as the main hero of the game. But I think this is just the latest and coming to a head and the most glaring, obvious example that there is this hatred or antagonism or an eschewing of pretty women, at least in the video game industry, as it's plainly pointed out. But if you go back, you'll say, hey, wait, this has been going on for a while. They got rid of the what the hell is it? Oh, Victoria's Secrets. They got rid of the angels and the lingerie. The Victoria Angels, they got rid of the lingerie. They've been doing the big pro-fat, pro-unhealthy, big is beautiful movement. Got Lizzo and all that. You don't really see attractive women anymore on billboards. I'm sorry you missed the 80s were great. The 80s were great. Dad, what's that? You'll learn when you're older, son. And oh, yeah, we did. Pretty women in general are, you see them less and less in media, and I don't know if you see them at all. And certainly in advertising, although that's because they, with Target or Dove or whatever, they have ugly women. This is how I put it. Sorry, you have ugly women. You have fat, ugly women. You have plus size mannequins. And at least there's a little bit of a logic because you want women to buy your stuff. And not all women look the way they used to be advertised anyway, back in the 80s and 90s and even the 2000s. But if you're a guy, you obviously have noticed and maybe couldn't put into words like myself, like why the hatred of beautiful women. Not that the ugly women of society do not like pretty women. Well, they don't. They're jealous. That's certainly true. But I mean, besides that, why is beauty, female beauty, there's such a huge push to make it a pejorative? For example, this goes on for long ago, where this was 70s and 80s. You're shallow if you like a girl only for her looks. Like, how dare you like a woman for her looks? It's like, bitch, take it up with fucking God or nature. I'm sick of arguing that one. That's how we're programmed. Shut the fuck. It's not changing it. Holy shit, would that be great? If it was, think about the absurdity if you flipped it on the other side. Hey, guys, just stop being attracted to hot chicks. Like it was a choice. We could just flip a switch and be attracted to fat, ugly chicks. Holy shit, we'd be swimming in it. I'll just flip my switch here. And look at all my other options that open up. Oh, fine. I'll have to date the crazy 9s and 10s. This is much better. I mean, if we would, it's like communism. Why isn't everything for free? Because we tried it a billion fucking times and it doesn't work. Knock it off. But it's this. You would think as a guy, and another kind of thing that confused me is, well, why don't women want to be beautiful? Why don't women want to be feminism long here? Kind of like they were traditionally for thousands of years, albeit with different takes and different cultures. We all generally settled on the same thing. What do women have against being beautiful and being in shape and being feminine. And now that's obviously showing in our movies or video games, advertising, even just the general culture where it is it's frowned upon, it's bad form. It's not socially acceptable to have pretty women in culture, society, public and stuff like that. So I had to sit and figure it out because it's painfully obvious now in video games. It won't matter. Just like the girls in the 80s and 90s, you just shallow. You like thin girls with big boobs. Just like that didn't change anything because you're trying to change nature. This latest incarnation of forcing ugly women in video games or in our movies or advertising is not going to work, at least on men, people who buy most of the video games anyway. But I wanted, why? What the hell? So I had to sit down and we're going to go old school Cappy. I took a course called Logic 101. Holy fucking pointless college course, Batman. And you had to go through these things called proofs. You create a logical proof. It would make some sense in like coding or software language. It also helped you structure your logic. It wasn't completely worthless. Like, we got a whole college course of this, huh? Ampersand in, ampersand out. It made some sense. But I had to sit down and think, because that's how we answer these questions. You got to take time from your hectic schedule. All right, wait, what's really going on? So I came up with my little logical theorem here. And I apologize for kind of the PowerPoint reporting nature of this, but just go with me. And by the way, if you can make a difference between all, some, and most, there's a finger for you to shove up your tight little ass and go fuck off with your intellectual dishonesty. Sure, obviously, not all women are like this. Obviously, some women, prefer to be beautiful. They like being feminine. This is why I'm trying to explain. You're just not seeing pretty women in our products, our content, our movie, video games, etc. All right. First, most women today, maybe not in times half, but most women today do not like being objectified. And for the most part, I'm going to have to say they don't like being sexy. They don't. Maybe beautiful in a feminine view of the word, not a male view. Oh my God, you're radiant. You're beautiful. No, she's a fat, ugly pig. No, she's not beautiful. Like all girls, all women's children are amazing. No, he's a little on the slow side. No, he's really not amazing. So I don't mean that in the female. Oh, you're beautiful. You're sexy. Fuck, that doesn't mean anything. That's just what your friends tell you before they stab you in the back and make off with your man. But no, in all seriousness, most women don't like being objectified today. They do not like being deemed sexy by men. They, for whatever reason, they may just don't like it. They want to be liked for the personality. There's more to them than that. But I just do not see women enjoy being sexy for the sake of men. The male gaze. Oh my God, they might want to have sex. Oh, it's like amazing how we all became the religious right of the 700 club in the 80s. All right, but that's one. So most women do not like it today. Maybe in times past, maybe some of you do. Most women don't. Most women do not like being beautiful for men, and they do not like being objectified by men. Okay. Having said that, that does not prevent women from demanding men be attracted to them. They still want the man. This goes back to you're just shallow. Like they're somehow going to shame me into liking fat, ugly girls or girls I'm just not physically attracted to. So, whereas one hand, women generally are adamantly against being objectified and the sexual nature of being sexual, especially for the interest of men and the male eye. That does not prevent them for, I want my prince, Mr. Perfect and all that. But it is all contingent on one thing. It is contingent on them absolutely not putting in the work to meet men's beauty standards. And let's be very honest, men's beauty standards require work. You got to diet and exercise. If you girls were wondering what the super secret sauce was, the Colonel's recipe of 7 herbs and spices. It's not, it's 2 herbs and spices. It's called working out and diet. Both of which does require work, both of which require sacrifice. There is pain involved in that, and you won't die. You'll actually be healthier, but never mind those medical consequences. For the most part, women don't want to be objectified. They don't want to be sexualized. They do not want to meet male beauty standards. They don't like that. But they're still going to require men be attracted to them, and still going to require a man or demand a man or insist on a man. But absolutely will they not put the work and effort into it. Some will. We know some. I know one gal over in California. She did. God bless. Oh my God, sit down. Story time. Gather round, kids. Oh, story time with Uncle Cappy. There was this girl. Was she still there? Just less of her. Most nervously shy girl I've ever met in my life. Nice girl, sweetheart. Overweight. Liked her Mexican food too much. And gosh, I've known her. She probably, how long has it been, sweetheart? Like 12, 15 years even? Rode through on a motorcycle, visited her. And just like the blogging days. We had lunch, nice gal. And about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, she got sick and tired of it. Got sick and tired of being fat. She lost the weight. And do you know what happened within a year of her getting to her ideal? Well, as she lost, she didn't get to her ideal weight, but in her journey within a year, as she was losing weight, do you know what happened? She met an attractive young man who liked her. Whoa! Okay. Sorry, I forgot rule number 1, postulate number 1. Most women do not like being objectified. I'm sorry about that. I won't do that again. So she did put in the work, but I'm saying most women will not. Most men won't, because if you look at obesity rates, there's your answer. That's why it's called empiricist Cappy. Do you see the, hang on, do you see the empiricist Cappy? That's what that means. That means empiricist. Most men and women are not willing to put in the work to be attractive. All right, so they don't like being sexualized. They don't like being objectified. They do not want to meet male beauty standards. They still insist on a man. Right? They still would like one, as long as it doesn't require them to meet men's physical requirements. And consequently, postulate or consequence number 3, ampersand in, ampersand out, whatever the hell it was. Because they're not going to meet men's standards, they are not going to get what they want. They will not get a man. And then they'll just say, you know what? You're right. I've decided that it's more important for me to just sit and relax and enjoy my life and not pursue men. And everyone went along the merry way. No. In not getting what they want, women become jealous and angry enough to demand retribution against men and males' nature. And therefore, they not only will try to deny providing men beauty in public, but also shaming it. And that's more modern. That didn't happen back in the olden days. Modernly, I'm saying, though, right now, it's shamed. Female beauty is shamed. I think that's maybe what the good word to describe it, what's happening in video games, is they're trying to deny beauty from advertise. You see it now in full force right now. Past 10 years. You can't have pretty models. You can't have sexy lines. Think of it. You can't have sexy lingerie models. The nerd group, the video games, although that's expanding. I guess a lot of people are nerds now. Get the girls with the big tatas and your animals and what else? The movies and all that. That of course you had girls with big the volleyball game with the fighting girls. I forgot the name of it again. That was explicitly designated towards men. That is now being expunged from society. You can't have that. And I would say in part, I 100% believe it. Some, not all, some women are doing that purely out of spite and jealousy for men not being able to just flip the switch and change the name. There must be a punishment. There must be a price. Now, in times past, no doubt there were your pissed off harridans or jealous women. Okay. But marketers, advertisers, businesses, and just common sense folk knew, well, men are still attracted to physical. You could call that shallow all you want. but we want them to buy our beer. Well, there's another one. I remember in the days like Bud Light and all that, they'd have an attractive woman, whatever what was the Swedish bikini team? Was that Bud Light? Again, you remember the days, or maybe you don't, where there'd be a cute girl in a bikini holding a beer. And you're like, obviously, I'm going to buy that beer now. Beer tasted like shit, but it had a nice set of tits attached to it. Oh, it's such like, shut the fuck, right? Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Um, what was I going with that? Oh, so that group of complainers and whiners, da da da. You could even agree with them and say, yeah, men are shallow, but this is what gets them to spend money. They like pretty girls. They like Kim Basinger in the first Batman. They like I'm trying to think. They like Charlie's Angels. They like and Margot. They didn't send Lizzo over to inspire the troops. They sent Anne Margaret. You go look at Anne Margaret in the late 60s. Oh my God. I murder all my audience. The hell with you guys. If I could go back in time, have Anne Margaret in 1969, you're all dead. All of you. Not a single one of you alive. I love you guys, but it's Anne Margaret. Fuck y'all. Yeah, if you haven't seen Anne Margaret, giggity. Anyway, so the reality that men like Anne Margaret and not whoever the latest fat pig is that we're told to find beautiful and attractive because she wears a dress. Businesses would still advertise. Yes, many wives did not like the fact that their husband had the pinup girl calendar while he was wrenching on the car. Women of the 40s and the 50s didn't like the Vargas and who was the other? Those old school classy pinups now. They didn't like it, but they knew, oh my God, they sold. They actually sold. Could you believe that? And so businesses were more savvy back then. They say, no, we're going to make these products. Yeah. And guys just kind of left women, oh, you like your girly girl? Like, for example, Dove soap. God, they fucking hate men. They just fucking hate Dove. Just go watch they came up with their own Burger King's Kids Club special needs female comic book here. I'm not kidding. Go watch it. All right. We didn't really care. Like, go do you. We don't care, ladies. Go do you. Like, I don't get upset. Girls go watch Thunder Down Under. I'm like, well, yeah, duh. Like, apparently women do, and we can't have no fun. Like, would you ever begrudge women go see the Thunder Down? Would you, or the Chippendales? If you don't know, the same thing. The Chippendales is they're Australian, or at least they say they are. Anyway, it shows you that they go. If I'm not having fun, you can have fun. Go have your fun. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, that business savviness, knowing that men and women are different and you can advertise differently to get success, that is no longer there. It's now businesses are kind of corrupted on three levels, right? First, as time's gone on, whatever the old guard thinking has been moved and new guard thinking has been in place. And businesses are populated with a high enough percentage of women and men who share these modern day views that objectification of women is bad, beautiful women is bad by male standards, sexifying, using sex to sell or pretty women to sell is bad. You could see the epitome of that, where again, I think in the late 80s at the peak, 25% of men and women met their spouse at work. You can't ask out you cannot ask out people at work, right? It's verboten. Men and women getting together is verboten corporate America today. So you see these modern views that women just cannot be sexy. There can be no beauty, no female beauty in the workplace or in that. Or as a consequence of this thought being populated in modern day business, in your products or marketing, right? Understandably, businesses are also afraid of a backlash of women. Where could you imagine, and now it would be ballsy and you actually get some sales, but could you imagine if you brought back the Swedish bikini team? What the hell did they advertise? You guys remember the Swedish bikini team? This is for you Gen Xers. What did they advertise? Was it a beer or something? Or cigarettes? It was something fun. I can't remember what the hell that It had to be a booze or something. Anyway, if you did that now, there would be a tremendous backlash. Now, a true leader would say, okay, that's fine. You don't have to buy the product because we're selling it to men. I mean, you wouldn't use the Swedish bikini team to sell Target clothes, okay? Because Target clothes shoppers are not attractive by definition of the mannequins that they have there. Sorry, that's just what it is. Logic. Empiricist. So you wouldn't do that. But if you want to start selling stuff to men again, I don't know if you guys care to do that. Beer, guns, whatever. Yeah, girl with the bikini carrying a big old AR-15 or whatever. That was but they don't have the balls to do that. That's too politically incorrect. That is against the current psychological and political zeitgeist of business managerial spheres. And the third one is nothing really to do with it. All with what we've been talking about above. All businesses know, and remember, go watch my video about MBAs ruining video games. Business leaders, MBAs, but leaders in general, people in business are dumb. These are not smart people. And they only know one trick. Imagine you got a dog and it knows one trick. Dogs should know about 4 or 5. This one's pretty dumb and only knows one. It's the same thing. They just got one tool, woke business strategy. That is the modern day business strategy. Well, back in time, they used to have once every 5 years, a new business strategy would come out. Oh, the Jack Welch way and the Lee Iacocca method. And they'd write a book and make $1 billion. It was all common sense shit. Today, they don't necessarily have a leader like Lee Iacocca or Jack Welch. They got woke bullshit that came out of academia. And that's all these business leaders know in terms of business strategy. I mean, look, go to their website. It's whether it's their marketing where you don't see a straight white male at all. With first thing on their website is a link to our diversity. Oh my God, we're so woke. We're just so that's the only marketing strategy they know. So they sure the fuck aren't going to start having redheads with big tits or some soul sisters with a nice fro. And what was it, Pam Grier? Go look her up too. I'm sorry you guys all missed out on the hot women. I'm terribly sorry. So, whereas in times past, fine, women are going to women. They're going to be pissed off at Ann Margaret dancing and selling a bottle of scotch. We're going to do it anyway because men buy the scotch. Now, you're not going to see that. And that's why nearly all of your marketing, all your advertising, which composes a significant amount of the visuals you see, the content that you see, that's why there ain't no hot chicks anymore. On what would probably be half your content that you view, which is sad and tragic. Then when it comes to the actual product, especially in media, what it is in public, whether these are people who are creating marketing campaigns, video games, or movies, creatives tend to be leftist. They tend to lean left. And this entails being envious, jealous, ideological at all expenses, and more modernly, hatred of men. I don't know how many Disney movies you got to watch to find out how many times a guy gets his, nuts cut off. These people, especially in the creative field, Hollywood, video game, and not even necessarily your nerd rank and file programs who actually make the video games, but the creatives, which by the way, just get rid of all your creatives. None of you are creative at anything. There's nothing new. There's nothing original. It's all remakes, it's prequels, sequels, dequels, whatever else. And oh my God, and literally you are summed up by put a chick in it, make her lame and gay. That's it. It's not creative at that, but the whole point is it doesn't matter. These people, these creatives, are at a position, a location in the economy where they're for whatever reason, could be ideological, could be emotional, psychological, like jealous and envious, could be bigotry, their hatred of men, white men or men in general, the pig, whatever, probably likely a combination of all the above. Also, are there women in there? Sure, right. Getting there. How dare you? Like when we'll show you, we'll deny, you must be punished for your own nature. However it is, they are not going to release products that have any female beauty in them. None. They're not going to. And you got to realize, just like Kathleen Kennedy is a propagandist, she don't give a shit about profit. I mean, inevitably they're going to have to, but the same thing here. These people have been brought up in academia and by ball of sack of wonderfuck parents, and they're just like, oh my God, leftist politics are the most important thing. And generally, if you haven't noticed, like with most musicians or aspiring actors or aspiring rap artists, the reason they pursue these fields is not because they're creative. They're not creative or talented at all. They're lazy people who don't want to work, which, shock, tends to go and correlate with leftist politics. And what happens to the musician that works hard and actually has talent and ability? He or she's a sellout. No one's happy for them. They're always a sellout. And so these talentless hacks are now in charge of the product of nearly all content creation. And so now all your advertising and marketing, there's no hot chicks with the billboard and holding a fishing pole saying, buy Cabela's fishing pole with tits. Yeah, I don't know what is it, just some nice, boring silhouette father son fishing on a lake. Is that what it is? Beer. What's the beer? Hang on. Let's go to uh let's go to Heineken. Let me go to their website. Am I going to see Robert Heineken? Well, gotta type in beer. Heineken beer. Okay, let's go to the world of beer. If it would pull up. I don't know who these fucking people are. Really pissing me off. Calling me all the time. Oh, I gotta enter my. No, I'm not entering my age. I'm done with that. Nope, not gonna do that. Anyway, you're not gonna see it in the advertising, and you're absolutely not gonna see it in the final product. And then, so this then leads me. I should have transferred the notes here. The only place, or the rule, or the takeaway from this is kind of like, the rule for modern day American female beauty is you are only going to be allowed to enjoy it in your personal lives if you can find it. You will absolutely not be able to see it or enjoy it in public, because it will just be banned and ostracized and shunned and shamed away. I don't know how Orwellian we're going to get. Like, is there going to never be a beautiful girl in an advertisement again? No, of course not. You have small companies like I hate the shirt. I'm a fat, disgusting pig, but a magical t-shirt will get me the girls. And then there's a hot nurse. Like, okay, I see that. And I do admit, they do a pretty clever one. Gibson, get in here. What's wrong, boss? Your shirt? It's crap. Like, well, why? I thought it's business casual. Well, you've taken it too far, Gibson. It's like, all right, that's clever. But they got an advertisement where there's a cute nurse. It's like, and I wonder if they're getting sales. So you'll never be able to fully get rid of it, but through your official channels, through what accounts for 90% of GDP, 90% of advertising, 90% of your movie, you're not going to find a hot. I just watched The Beekeeper. Holy shit. Oh, it's a bad movie. With Jason Statham, can you guys hire him for something good? And the female lead is Miss Blobhu, mixed race gal, works for FBI. Horrible acting, by the way. I was just like, come on. Well, there wasn't. I don't think there was one hot chick. No, the answer is no. You're going to not have female beauty will not be allowed in the public, right? Or it'll be heavily frowned upon. It will be eschewed and shamed. And the only place you're going to have female youth, not even necessarily youth, but female beauty, is in your personal life with the individual girls that you date, maybe marry. Don't marry, by the way. Commit to separate finances. Don't do it in a common law state. Anyway, that's the only place you're really going to see it, in your own personal life. There'll be the cute girl or whatever, the coffee place. There'll be the cute girl at the library. There'll be the cute girl wherever. And you're going to ask her out. Okay, but gone are the days until there's a different paradigm, until there's like different thought, like, oh, maybe we can have pretty girls again. But with the current social-wide psychology with the current group of women today, and especially in who's populating businesses and who's in the creative industries, which again skew left. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to have pretty women in your content anymore, and it's going to be sad. We'll have it, but go watch some. I I wouldn't doubt it if they would try and go and expunge and destroy the master copies of beautiful women, like how to marry a millionaire. Like, are they going to go back? Are they going to get rid of Sophia Loren's movies in the past? Are we going to get rid of all the old issues of Playboy? That they try to do that with Miller Beer, by the way. Remember how they're saying, "Oh, all these nasty pinups from the 70s and 80s, like bring it, mail it into Miller, and we're going to destroy it and turn it into pulp to make good shit." They actually had that. Go look it up if you don't believe me. I wouldn't doubt it if they're trying to go back and try and recreate history. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Well, frankly, I'll keep voting Democrat, and that's what it's not that. Yeah, it kind of is that simple. Um, and sorry, I missed the '80s and the '90s. It was great, and girls, and anytime you could come back. I mean, again, say you girls really wanted to go get a guy. It's pretty simple. Just stay in shape, be feminine, be pretty, no matter how much backlash you get by your spinster pissed off sisters. If you just were pretty and wore a dress, wore the hair out, don't tattoo your face, by the way. Be the only time you're going to see it. Certainly not going to see it on television. All right. I got any super chats. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. What were you trying to prove? That deep down, everyone as ugly as you? You're alone. Cappy probably isn't going to get that reference. Everyone's as ugly as you? Is that the kid from American Beauty when he says, "You're ordinary"? There's nothing more ugly than that. I won't get that one. I don't get that one. JJJS, 2 Canadian. I think the gender war is to lower birth rates. As you know, I don't think it's that. I, it's not conscious. I think women just never liked men that much, to be perfectly honest. Look, they got white collar work. The technology is easy. We're not out there washing clothes by hands no more. Women really don't need men. So you're seeing, well, if men are an option, and beforehand they were a requirement, all right, how many women are buying men? Very few now. Yeah, I'm sure there's some environmentalists or people that hate, Western civilization. Good. They're not having kids. Good. We're going to get them. And I'm like, well, you better make sure you can have technology or you can have traditionalism. I don't think you can have both. I think one will negate the other. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. Everyone must go to their respective corners until we all learn how to play nice with one another again. I'm entering my grumpy old man anime arc. We could go to our respective. I'll make this accusation. I'll stand by it. Not because I'm trying to be edgy. I believe it. Men will leave you women the fuck alone. You want to go watch your Harlequin romance novels. You want to go to the Thunder Down Under. You want to shop at Target. You want to be fat. You want to wear ugly clothes. You want to not be feminine. You want to go do it. Right? But don't begrudge us when we go chase after hot young things. Don't get paid. I'll give you an example, Wisdom. Well, you're black, disproportionately affects your community. Is the passport bros? Passport bros say women treat us like shit. This is not marriage material. This is equality material. We're going overseas. And the girls who criticize the passport bros for going overseas are the ones that said that they didn't need them. It's like, look, you literally you treated them like shit. You're not physically attractive. You're obstinate. You're combative. You're not marriage material. And you literally said you don't need these guys. These guys aren't good enough for you. And then they leave. Well, why the fuck? You should be happy, if anything. No, I don't know if it's jealousy or pettiness. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Women will not let you go to the respective corner. Like, I mean, now thank God there's still strip clubs and all that. I don't think those are ever going to go away. There's some places you can go if you just want to have a pure, like, no, this is what I want. But they're still going to shame you. Instead of like, no, do your own thing. I get it. You like young, hot chicks with big boobs. Okay, fine. Now, I'm not doing it, but I'm not going to stop you from having your fun either. Nope, they can't do that. Guys date younger girls. They go, the meme. It's a 23-year-old girl. She says, I consent. The guy's holding her and he's like 48. He's like, I consent. And there's a 38-year-old miserable spinster like, I don't. They have to. Like, what do you think making the female cartoon characters or the video game characters rather purposely ugly and horrendous? You think that isn't on purpose? They're trying to punish you. They're trying to just like, how dare you? I'm going to show you. It's like, can't you just let the guys have their fun? No, they can't. So I wish they'd let us go to our respective corners. That would be nice. That'd be very libertarian. It'd be very adult and mature. What? You want to be a fat, disgusting pig and go do your feminist and have your cats and, masturbate to Christian Grey romance novel? Go ahead. I'm going to date the hot little thing from Ipanema. Just don't say a fucking word. And they can't help themselves. Ross the Skunk, $5. I just looked up old Ann. Hot day. Yeah. I think Pam Greer's another one. Greer. Pam Greer. Yeah, not now, but Pam Greer. Grier. Pam Greer Young. Look at her. Got some cans. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm so sorry you guys missed out on that. Hey, but you guys keep voting Democrat because that'll get you laid. Hate speaker Sargon of Akkad, 20 generous dollars. Dysgenic men and women are as bad as terrorists when they make their trash worldviews everyone's problem. Right. If I can't have fun, no one will. I'm miserable. I must destroy the people who are happy. Just a petty fucking jealousy and envy, which again correlates with leftist politics. There's two types of people in the world where your buddy wins the lottery, you're like, good for you. And the other one is the buddy that wins the lottery, like that bastard, he owes me. You think you're better than us? Those are the two. That's what all communism is. Other people have more. Is it possible they worked for it? No, it's all unfair. Where's the food? Well, because you're worthless. You don't work. Leftists, let me tell you something. You're not going to have a communist utopia because none of you produce anything of value because you're worthless. Shh. Cyberscapes, $10 is because American women are rage jealous beyond belief of their K-pop and K-drama female counterparts. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if they're Korean. The Korean gals, really, I don't see that. I don't see women say, I'm jealous of the. When the guys go overseas, all of a sudden they're jealous of Asian gals or Dominican gals. No, what was it? Number 3? No, number 2. They demand male attraction, but are not going to put the work into it. And then when you say no, what, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned? Not a lot of untruth to that. Wisdivision Productions, $2. Bring back the redheads, you bastards. Well, that's up to the girls. It's up to the girls. Adam Schmidt, $5. Anne Margaret with Elvis and Viva Las Vegas and the Cincinnati Kid with Steve McQueen. Susan Hayward, redhead, and your favorite Jane Russell. Oh, Jane Russell is, yeah. Who's the other one? I think it was just somebody else. There were some good gals back then. Wisdivision Productions, $2. Definition of insanity, guys. Vote with your wallet. Yep. John Smith, $5. Volkswagen, the mainstream brand that costs prestige money to maintain, an artistic and engineering expression of cynicism and misanthropy. VW, fuck you. Why did they do something woke? Ross the Skunk, $5. Remember back in the day, my dad let me watch Porky's. Yeah, it was like kind of a coming of age experience in the 80s. Adam Schmidt, $2. Jane Russell outcans Anne Margaret. Let me make sure. Jane Russell. There was another gal. No, it wasn't Jane Russell. Although, God, Jane Russell. Who's the gal? It's a buxom blonde. She died in car accident. She's Jane Mansfield. You guys want to see? Not only she dyed her hair blonde, Jane Mansfield was va va voom, the epitome. You look up va va voom in the dictionary, it's James Mansfield. Can't have that no more. All right, that's it. Link below to understand this. I recommend getting the essay "Sanity is the Future of Wealth" down below. And if you don't believe me about women's general lackadaisical interest in men, please go get the Book of Numbers analyzing the ROI of the pursuit of women. One more. My Truth, the King. $2. Sydney Sweeney outcans Jane Russell. Hello. Okay, Sydney Sweeney is, watch her. I kind of don't envy her position because she's right at the crux. Like, all she has to do is be quiet. She just has to be quiet. And if there is an intelligent human being with any amount of power left in Hollywood, they're going to grab her. They're going to say, all right, we got to make a damn good movie and you're going to be front and center physically and don't think it's anything different. And then if Sydney Sweeney can act on top of it and it's a good movie, bam. I'm not like we're back, but what was it? Oh, shit. I can't remember. God darn it. You know, if Sydney Sweeney Matt Helm. You guys want to see Anne Margaret in lingerie? Go watch one of the Matt Helm movies. She's got a dress. They whip it off her. She's got this cute little lingerie outfit. Oh my God. It was like, ooh. If Sydney Sweeney had a thing like that, like PG-13, tasteful, and it was a good movie on top of it. But you're going to see whether Hollywood is interested in making money and getting back to reality and what they do with Sydney Sweeney. Her agent should have the phone ringing off the hook right now. And if they don't take advantage and use Sydney Sweeney as the asset that she is, we're in for another, 6 months or 6 weeks of winter in this case, but it'd be like 6 decades of winter. They don't like men that much, and by God, they really don't like it if you don't like them unless they're physically beautiful and young, and they will punish you. The powers that be, I think, are going to say, nope, you can't have Sydney Sweeney. That's what. All right, that's it. Link the stuff below. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.